In the far reaches of the galaxy, across shattered planets and rusting space stations, drifts a ship called the Bebop, a broken crew, a battered past, and at the heart of it all, a man named Spike Spiegel.
Three, two, one.
Spike is no hero. He is a drifting soul in a world that forgot how to care, a bounty hunter with a devil may care smile, a ghost that never stops chasing him. Welcome, my friends, to the story of Cowboy Bebop, a story about the music of life, the ache of memory, and the fights we can never walk away from. He's not a hero, he's not a villain, he's just a man out of time, a ghost trapped between yesterday and tomorrow, a dead man still dancing through the ruins of a life he once dared to live. This is not a story about victory, it's about survival, it's about regret, it's about living long enough to forget why you even started fighting. Spike Spiegel moves like water and strikes like lightning, a bounty hunter riding the endless highways of space. His smile, half arrogance, half sorrow. His eyes, one seeing the present, the other forever locked in the past. Before the bebop, before the empty skies and broken dreams, Spike Spiegel was a name whispered in fear. Not among bounty hunters, among killers. He was born into nothing, no family, no roots. In a crumbling world where survival meant selling your soul, Spike chose a faster road. Violence, but even among monsters, even among killers, Spike remained different. He didn't kill because he loved it. He killed because he had no other way to survive. And deep down in the parts, he never showed he hated every second of it. Before there was the bebop, before there were bounty hunts and broken dreams, there was the Red Dragon. Spike Spiegel wasn't always drifting through space. Once he was a blade, sharpened, polished, deadly. A hitman in the heart of the most ruthless crime syndicate in the solar system. He was young, fast, fearless. Some said Spike could kill a man before he even knew he was dead. Some said Spike was already dead inside. But behind the cold grin, behind the perfect gunfights, there was something different about him. Spike wasn't like the other killers. He didn't love death. He didn't fear it either. He treated it like an old friend, one he was planning to ditch someday. And then he met her, Julia. She wasn't just beautiful, she was freedom. She was everything Spike didn't know he wanted until it was too late. Together, they dreamed of running away, leaving the blood, leaving the syndicate, starting over. But the Red Dragon doesn't let its claws go easily. Vicious, Spike's partner, his shadow, his inevitable doom, found out. In the world Spike lived in, there was only one way to leave the syndicate. In pieces, a setup, an ambush, a bullet in the back meant for Spike. Julia was forced to choose, betray Spike or die. She vanished into the shadows. Spike was left bleeding, left for dead, and in that moment, Spike Spiegel died for the first time. What rose from the ashes wasn't a hitman. It wasn't even a man. It was a ghost, pretending to be alive. Washed in blood and regret, Spike disappeared into the cosmos. Years passed, names changed, stories blurred, and somewhere on the endless seas of stars, Spike met a man named Jet Black. Together, they bought a rusting fishing ship called the Bebop. They called themselves bounty hunters, but they weren't hunting criminals. They were hunting their own pasts. Somewhere between nowhere and nothing, the Bebop drifted. An old ship, a lost crew, and Spike floating through life like smoke in a hurricane. The Bebop wasn't much to look at. Rusted panels, engines that coughed and wheezed, a smell of cheap ramen and gunpowder baked into the walls. It had personality, temper tantrums, leaks, electrical shorts. She wasn't pretty, but like everyone aboard her, she was too stubborn to die. But it was theirs, a place where lost souls could drift together. Hunters, wanderers, ghosts. Bounty hunting isn't glamorous. It's desperation with a gun. It's gambling with your life for a paycheck that never comes. Spike and Jet weren't heroes chasing justice. They were just trying to survive. Then, one by one, the Bebop picked up more strays. First came Faye Valentine, a woman out of time, frozen in cryosleep for decades, woken up to find herself drowning in debts she didn't create. She wore her cynicism like armor, gambled, lied, stole. But inside, she was as lost as the rest of them. Then came I, a genetically enhanced data dog, smarter than any human aboard the Bebop. But all he wanted was head pats and leftovers. And finally Ed, or rather, Radical Edward, a hacker so brilliant they made Earth's networks dance on puppet strings, a wild, free spirit, a child untouched by the darkness that swallowed the others. They weren't a family, not at first, just a crew of broken people orbiting each other like satellites, careful never to get too close. Jet dreamed of justice, but his arm reminded him of betrayal. Faye searched for memories, but found only emptiness. Ed chased Data across the stars, until even she had to say goodbye. And Spike. Spike ran from a ghost named Julia, from the red dragon that still hunted him in the dark. Spike wasn't afraid of dying. He was afraid of living. Every day he woke up, he felt like a dead man walking. Whatever happens, happens, he'd say. Like fate was just another bounty he couldn't be bothered to chase. But Spike's past wasn't finished with him, and it had a face. Vicious. Vicious, the sword that Spike once called brother now sat atop the ruins of the Red Dragon. Ruthless, merciless, deadly as the blade he carried. Vicious was ruthless even among murderers. He wanted power, and he would cut down anyone, friend or enemy, to get it. Caught in the crossfire. Julia. The woman both men loved. The woman Spike would have died for, and almost did. The ghost Spike could never outrun. Rumors reached Spike across the stars. Julia was alive, running, hunted. Vicious had plans, plans that would end with Julia's blood, and Spike's, when her voice finally reached him across the stars. It wasn't a call for love, it was a warning. The red dragon was hunting her. Vicious had made his move, and in the fires of betrayal, Julia was just another piece on the board. Spike found her. After years of blood and longing, he found her. A dream made real, but dreams are fragile, especially in Cowboy Bebop. They ran, they fought, they bled, but fate doesn't care about love stories. Julia died in Spike's arms, a bullet meant for him, or maybe for both of them. And just like that, the last reason Spike had to keep drifting was gone. Spike knew what came next. Revenge? Redemption? It didn't matter. He had been dead for a long time already. He cleaned his gun, ate one last meal, told Jet a lie that he was just going out for a walk, and walked into the jaws of hell before he left. Spike said goodbye the only way he knew how. He told Jet about a story, about a cat that lived 1,000,000 times and died 1,000,000 deaths, but only loved once, and when that cat finally loved, it didn't come back. Jet understood, not in words, but in the silence between them. Faye tried to stop him, begged him to stay, screamed that he didn't have to die. But Spike just smiled, that same sad, tired smile, and said, "I'm not going there to die. I'm going there to find out if I'm really alive." The Red Dragon Syndicate awaited. hundreds of killers, vicious at the top of the tower. His sword, Spike's gun. He didn't walk in expecting to survive. He didn't even care if he died. Spike Spiegel was already a ghost. Gunfire ripped the night apart. Spike moved like a storm through the syndicate. Bullets, blood, dust. Nothing could stop him. Not fear, not pain. Through gunfire, smoke, betrayal. Spike fought his way to Vicious. At the top of the tower, Spike met Vicious one last time. Brother against brother, past against present, life against death. Steel clashed, gun roared, and when the smoke cleared, Vicious lay dead, and Spike was free. He staggered down the stairs, broken, bleeding. The soldiers watched, none dared move. Spike raised his hand like a gun, smiled that crooked smile, and whispered, "Bang." Spike Spiegel died that day. Or maybe he just woke up from a dream he never wanted. Cowboy Bebop isn't a story about victory. It's a story about finding something, anything worth dying for. He was a cowboy, a fool, a dreamer, and maybe, just maybe, he found peace among the stars. See you, Space Cowboy. Thank you for drifting through the stars with me today. Spike Spiegel's story reminds us that even in a broken world, there is beauty in fighting for something, even if it's just a dream. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and join me again next time, where we'll dive into another legend.